what happens when you mix an incredible soul singer with a superstar songwriting partner and a classic Motown vibe?
Robin Thicke.
You get the Song of the Summer of 2013. And the artist behind it hops on and holds on for the ride of his life. Please welcome to the 98.1 CHFI studios, the superstar behind the #1 song and album, Blurred Lines. From Los Angeles, California, Robin Thicke.
Woohoo!
I like that.
Yeah, who is that guy?
Very exciting.
Yeah, the ride, the
Yes.
Song of the Summer. How does it feel being on this ride right now?
Oh, it couldn't be more excited, just after 20 years of work, and you finally get that kind of moment. It's very exciting.
Yeah, you are anything but an overnight success.
It's
really
been a very
worked.
long night.
Yeah, it has been. And your dad was quoted in an interview that we ran yesterday on 680 News as saying that, you know what, you always held on to your values. You stuck by your guns. He said he would have sold out a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, luckily, because of his success, I had the opportunity to, if I failed, I could always go move into his barn.
Aw.
Move back into the barn and regroup.
Now, is it true that you have Canadian citizenship as well?
I do. I have dual citizenship. Yeah. So when I go through customs, I can go to the quick line.
Yay. What is, would you say, the most Canadian thing about you?
Oh, probably my sense of humor. Canadians have a great sense of humor, very kind people in general, so I probably follow in my father and family's footsteps that way.
Okay. Are you a hockey fan?
I am a hockey fan. I follow it, so I can have a conversation with my dad. But I'm more of a basketball fan, but I do follow it just so I can keep up with whatever he's watching.
Now, help me out with this story, Robin. Is it true that you were being babysat by Wayne Gretzky the day that he found out he had been traded from the Edmonton Oilers to the LA Kings?
Well, it is true that he was house sitting, babysitting. I mean, it wasn't like he was changing my diapers
Oh,
or anything.
darn.
But no, it was a great story. My father was overseas traveling with my brother, and I was at home going to baseball camp every morning. So Wayne and his wife-to-be, Janet, were staying at the house. So I get the call. The phone rings at 7:30 in the morning right before I leave for baseball camp, and it's Bruce McNall, the owner of the Kings, and he says, I need to talk to Wayne. And I said, Wayne's sleeping right now. And he said, I need you to wake him up. It's kind of important. And so I knock on the door, and I'm like, Wayne, the phone's for you. And I went to baseball camp, came home, and that was the trade. So I answered the phone when he got traded. It's my sports claim to fame.
Oh, well, I guess so, because
Yeah.
it's still huge in Canada. I
Yeah.
mean, this whole past weekend, it was specials all over the place.
And
for
he
the
was
25th.
He was nothing but the nicest guy and the best house sitter. ever.
Oh,
He was
house sitter.
wonderful, yeah.
That is good, because I did the math. It was 25 years ago. You're 36, so
Yeah.
11 years old. Do you realize that if you had been a holy terror, they might never have gone on to have children?
No, I think they would have anyway. Yeah, but he took great care of me. He was a great guy.
Let's talk about your parenting a little bit. There are so many stories of children of superstars, celebrities who have gone astray in so many ways, and yet
Oh, there's
here
still
you
time.
Are. Oh,
There's still plenty of time.
Sure, sure. But how were you raised differently? What has kept you on the straight and narrow, and with such a work ethic and a clear, not blurred at all, but a clear sight of what you wanted to become?
Well, I guess both of my parents were very hardworking people and very accomplished, and so a kid either goes the opposite direction and doesn't want to be near that, or they get excited by it and they want to be like their parents, And I wanted to be like my dad and like my mom. I wanted to be like my mom as a singer, and I wanted to be like my dad as a charmer, And so,
although he's a good singer too.
he's a good singer
Yeah.
too, but my dad is excessively charming. So I think I just kind of tried to take a little bit from both of them.
You collaborated with your father very early on in your writing process, but also for Ain't No Hat for that?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about the collaboration process with your dad.
Well, it's a fun story. He was coming to visit and use my studio to work on a project he was working on. So he was working with my producer, and the good thing was he gets to spend some time with the kids, spend some time with me, and work in the studio. So it's a nice visit whenever he comes. And I had a song idea that was brewing on the piano, so I came in the studio. I said, hey, Dad, I got to get this down really quick. And so I started putting the song idea down, and he would just lean over and whisper some lyrics into my ear. And he had great ideas, so we wrote the song in a couple hours.
if he's good with lyrics, why doesn't he know what rhymes with hug me?
Well, there are many things that rhyme with hug me. Some are clean. There are clean versions and dirty versions. But I think the mystery should live on forever.
Absolutely. Now, talking about your mom, Gloria Loring, she made juvenile diabetes a really big cause in her life because of your brother Brennan. Does she still, is she still involved in that?
I don't know how deeply she's involved. I mean, she was the president, and you know, I mean, she's done so many things over the years. She's written cookbooks that made a lot of money. So I don't exactly know her formal position as of right now, but I know she's done a lot throughout the years.
All right, we're talking with Robin Thicke here, and you are, as we've mentioned, 36, married to the gorgeous Paula Patton. Beautiful son too. Oh yeah, got to give the shout out to the wife just in case she's not jealous at all about all the attention you get and the blurred lines with all the beautiful women and their breastises and all of that.
Oh, there's a lot. There's going to be plenty more to be jealous about. But you know, I think what's great about us is we've been together so long, and you know, she does love scenes in her films and all this stuff, and it's never easy for anyone to share the one you love. But when you really have that base, and you know you trust and love each other, then you can get through all that stuff pretty easily.
You met in your teens?
Yeah, we met when we were 14. Yeah.
That's pretty incredible. How do you keep monogamy from being monotony? What is the secret in your marriage?
I think you know, short vacations as much as possible are good. You know, you get away for a couple days. You really keep
with
the
each
romance.
other or from each other?
No, together. Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, you keep the romance alive, and you make time to be intimate and to be together instead of making everything else more important. You know, we make our relationship very important.
What is sexy to you in a woman?
Oh, sense of humor, great smile, loves to dance.
Okay, my dancing makes people laugh, so I guess that's sort of
It works both ways.
qualifies a little bit. Okay, so how are you planning to raise your son, similarly or differently from the way that you were raised, Robin?
Well, a little bit of both. You know, I was raised in a very liberal household. You know, and we are, but a very loving household and a very conversational household. My dad explained everything to me thoroughly, so I wasn't just being disciplined or not given certain things. I was explained what life was about and why things happen the way they do. So I do that with my kid. We do a lot of explaining, but we're much harder on discipline than some of the discipline I got growing up.
Really?
Well, I had it pretty loose because my dad is very trusting, and because he would talk to me, he believed that I understood the difference between right and wrong, which I did. Mm-hmm. But a teenager's still going to try to get away with as much as he can.
Well, of course, and getting away with as much as you can is so different now from even 20 years ago when you were in your teens or less.
Oh yeah, times are changing.
Oh my God, how would you be different if everyone was a junior paparazzo out there, you know, social media and putting everything you do?
That's true. That's something that'll be a little different probably for my kid. He already has his own Twitter account, you know, that fans have. I mean, you know, it's crazy how the social media does change the awareness of a child who should just be going to school in the park and having a good time, you know. So we'll see how we handle all that. But I think that we have my wife and I agree on how we parent in every single way. So that helps a lot when both parents agree.
Where did you get your name? Where did Robin come from?
I don't know. I was supposed to be Melissa, as far as I know.
You know what? This suits you better.
I was going to be Melissa Thicke, but so then I guess I was born, and they said, well, let's still give him a girl's name. You know what I mean?
But you're only one of very few Robins out there.
See, then you stand out.
And
you know?
Robin Gibb, and now it's just you.
It's a bittersweet coincidence.
Okay, where do you go from here? I mean, this is the best year of your career, possibly of your life. So where do you go from here, Robin?
Well, actually, for me, I see it as the beginning, you know, because I've made a certain kind of music my whole career, and this time I really decided I wanted to make fun music. I wanted to make music for everybody else instead of for myself. And so this is just the beginning of, you know, seeing how much music I can make that makes people happy.
You've described your television experience with duets as soulless, and now you want to have fun. how would you have made that a more fun, a more enriching experience? Would you want a chance to do it over, or if you had a chance, how could it be different for you? How could it have been a better experience?
I don't think there was anything that anybody could have done to make it a better experience. It was a wonderful experience. The producers were amazing. The co-stars were amazing. Everybody on the show was perfect. I think it was just something about myself of always wanting to be a songwriter and not be a television entertainer that way, that I felt like I was sitting there and doing things that didn't come naturally to me and didn't feel natural. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But anytime I got to perform, I had a blast.
Right.
But it was sitting in the judge's chair and having to tell people that they're great or that they're not great and have to judge them. I don't want to judge other people's talent. That's not why I'm here. I'm just here to give, not to judge. You know?
And you were sitting in the chair at the Colbert Report last week. It was amazing. If anybody missed it, Daft Punk stood him up, and there you were.
Yeah.
I wish there was someone in my audience who could perform, and you were the camera on, Robin.
Yeah, it was a
I'll
pretty
sing.
cute story. Yeah.
It was amazing. How long did that take to put together that whole thing?
Well, it actually came about in a few days because I guess they found out that Daft Punk was not going to perform, and I happened to be in New York doing a lot of promotion, and they said, would you be interested in performing on the Colbert Show, and here's the idea they have, and blah, blah, blah. And I love Colbert. I think he's hilarious, so I was very excited to be on the show. It was a blast.
It was fantastic. Now, Colbert was promoting Daft Punk Get Lucky as Song of the Summer. We absolutely think Blurred Lines is Song of the Summer. What is your Song of the Summer of 2013?
Well, I got to pick myself on that one, you know.
Oh, okay. That is your good one. All right. I don't have any more questions to ask you, but if there is anything that you want to say to the fans who have just grabbed on to Blurred Lines and just catapulted it this year, what would you say?
Well, I would just say thank you for all the love and support, and I hope you enjoy the new album, and I hope to keep making music that you dance to and make love to for the rest of my life.
But not at the same time.
Or you could. It works.
Oh,
it's
okay.
possible.
Yeah, only at home.
Definitely do that at home.
There you go, Robin. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Pleasure to be here.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.